Alright, what's up you guys? This is HJ here and welcome back to another tech review video. In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Gigabyte Gaming A16. Now, the last video I did was not very good, so this is a correction to hopefully correct some of the issues that were wrong with the first video. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. And if you guys do enjoy the video, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below for more content like this. Let's go over the ports really quick. So starting over here with the left hand side of the screen, we have our barrel pin connector for charging the laptop, Gigabit Ethernet 1.5 gigs, HDMI 2.1, USB-A 3.1, I think that's Gen 1, USB-C 3.2 Gen 2 with power delivery 3.0, so you can, in theory, charge the laptop with up to 100 to 140 watts, depending on what charger you buy. On the right hand side, we have a headphone jack 3.5 millimeter, USB 3.2, and a USB 2 port. Ideally, I would have liked for them to switch these two ports so that the USB 2 is in the front, given that most laptops traditionally have their 3.1 or 3.2 ports towards the back, meaning that if you're used to that, then that might be a cause for concern, as you might plug it into the wrong port if you're not paying attention to the icons. But other than that little one nitpick, I mean, it's not really a big deal, but that's just something worth noting. And then it also has ventilation on the right hand side, on the back, except for in the very middle back, on the left hand side of the back, and on the left hand side as well. Opening up the laptop with one hand is really easy. And if you're interested, I'm going to push this thing back. It goes back a full 180 degrees. So if you want to share content with your friends, you guys can feel free to do so. Now, this screen is a very nice screen. It is a 1920 by 1200 pixel. It is 165 hertz refresh rate with variable or dynamic refresh rate support. That means it can go all the way down to 60 and dial all the way up to 165 without having to manually switch it when needed. And it's a decently color accurate display. It's not going to blow anything out of the water. It's average between 60 to 70% sRGB, so it's fine for viewing things. For content creation, I would recommend something else if you're going to do photo or video work. Now, the really cool thing about the keyboard here is that the keyboard with function spacebar is a blue backlight, no RGB support, so no multicolored. The trackpad is okay. I mean, it's soft clicks. There's not as much flex. I would have liked to have seen glass, but the price of this is only $830 before tax USD, so it's not really going to get all the bells and whistles of something like a G16, for example. But being this is a 16-inch display, screen immersion is really, really good. And for specs, it has the Core i7-13620H and the NVIDIA RTX 4050, which I'll go over in a gaming test in a separate video. I don't want to do it in this video. I just want to give you guys a general overview and review of the basic features of this laptop, and then I'll do the gaming performance separately. Now, the battery life was okay. In my usage, I don't really ever truly go all the way down to zero. I go down to like 30-20% and then recharge it, as it takes a long time to charge from 0 to 100. But if you have to know, if you turn the refresh rate to dynamic or to a static 60 and have the screen brightness at 70%, which by the way, the screen brightness is around 300, maybe a little bit higher than 300 nits, then you're going to get at least 3 to 5 hours on a single charge, which is average for a gaming laptop. So it's not the best in the world, but I mean, it's It's a 16-inch, it's a budget gaming laptop, but it does have a 76 watt hour battery, which that's what I couldn't understand, is why it would only last for 3 to 5 hours with a mux switch, mind you. This is one of the few laptops at this price point that actually have a mux switch, and if you unplug the charger, it will actually prompt you to turn off the discrete GPU, and does not require a restart. So that's really helpful. But even with the iGPU turned on and the dedicated GPU turned off, 3 to 5 hours on a 76 watt hour battery, I would have thought that it would have lasted at least an extra hour or two. But I mean, beggars can't be choosers here, because if you got a similarly spec'd Acer Nitro like I reviewed before, or something like an HP Victor's or something, you'd probably be getting a little bit more, a little bit less, depending on how you use that. And those other two laptops that I mentioned, they do not have mux switches, and you cannot turn off the discrete GPU manually. So doing any extra power saving features by turning off the dedicated GPU is not even an option on those laptops. So like I said, the charger right here, 150 watts. So it is a pretty decently powerful laptop, but it's not also it's not too efficient, but it's efficient enough for most people. If I can ever find the plug to actually plug this thing in. And the cool thing about having a 150 watt charger is that because it's a 150 watt charger, actually charging the laptop and getting battery drain is not going to be a big issue, and also the carry weight of the laptop is not going to be a big issue. The weight of this is between 4.7 and 4.83 on average. That's where you want it to be for a 16-inch gaming laptop. Anything higher than 5, especially with the weight distribution, just becomes too much for most people. And if you're a college student like me and you're moving around a lot, you don't really need anything over 5 pounds or over 5.7 in total carry weight with the charger, because then it just becomes a big brick in your backpack. Now, I know I said I wasn't really going to test a game on this video, but honestly, I have plenty of time, to the point where I have nothing better to do, and doing a separate video would be a waste of efficiency. So today I'm gonna test Destiny 2. I actually screen recorded the last time I did the video and the audio came out messed up. So this time I'm gonna try to screen record again, but when I screen record this time, I think I'm gonna tweak the volume a little bit, so that way the audio comes out a little, like, significantly better than what it did the last time. But let me switch over to my screen recording really quickly, and then let's see how this thing does. Alright, so the issue I had before with the screen recording test with the audio is that I was using the integrated microphone, which was drawing in way too much background noise. So for the sake of this test, this time what I've done differently is I've decided to use my dedicated microphone from Rode that will hopefully help to alleviate some of the background noise that is coming from the room ambiently. And let me know your feedback in the comments down below with this version of the test. So it does sound quite a bit better. I also adjusted the game audio so that the game audio doesn't actually overpower the sound of my voice. Now, this game is pretty intensive to run. It's literally one of the hardest games to run that I've ever played on iGPUs, and because this device really has a dedicated GPU on it, this has no issues. The problem that you're going to run into is that in scenarios where you're playing some AAA games, since it's a 4050 with 6 gigs of VRAM, it's not going to perform as well as something like a 4060 or whatnot. That's just normal. That's just how it is. VRAM limitations in modern games is definitely a thing now, with games getting more intense to run by the day. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to play any significantly more demanding games in the future and you need a higher graphics option. This particular line of laptops, they do come with 50 series versions. So if you guys order a 50 series version off of their website, You can get up to 5070s. You can get a Gigabyte A16 Pro version, and these come with better graphics and more performance. So just make sure that if you're interested in buying something like that you please take the time to consider getting. Hold up, this guy's about to kill me. Getting one of those, so that way you guys can have the performance you guys need. A little something to keep in mind. And also, where's this guy? Where did this guy go to? Because he was over here. That was a side note. I kind of get into my game when I'm really trying to preserve my ratio. Oh, Cloud Strike. Uh, yeah, long story about me and Destiny 2. We have a long history together. It's a very long story. But I'm not going to get into that into this video, but just thought it's really, I think it's really cool that the game is running so smoothly, and it's averaging 60 plus FPS, which is really good. It's really good. Almost 70. And this is not in menus. This is in multiplayer. The most demanding thing you can ever do is run multiplayer in Destiny 2. Like, literally. Oh, did I just melee that guy? Like, hands over fist? Dang! I meleeed him hands over fist. That's impressive right there. And he wasn't even paying attention to his radar. But anyways, let's go ahead and let's switch over. I'm going to go ahead and get off this gaming test. Oh, and I also displayed the FPS counter in the top right hand corner of your screen so you guys could see that. I wanted to point that out just in case anybody missed it. But it is a really good laptop. Oh, dang. Ooh, 2 for 1. Yeah. Let's go ahead and wrap this video up before I get too consumed. I'm gonna get too consumed. Watch me get too consumed and... Yeah, no. Okay, yeah. Let's wrap this up. So, the editing performance on this laptop is actually something that I'm, one, getting used to because, again, I just got this. So, at the end of the day, it's a 4050, so it should perform on par with something like my 4060 that I had. But to test this out, I'm going to import one of the video files from this particular video and let you guys see how long it takes to import and export a portion of this video, just so that you guys can see how it fares when it comes to render times. And this is using Microsoft Clipchamp, so it's not nearly as demanding as DaVinci, and it doesn't have a steep learning curve either. So if you're interested in picking up Microsoft Clipchamp for beginning YouTubers or hobbyists that really want to try it out, I really do recommend this, especially if you're really interested in just getting your foot in the door. This is a beginner friendly tool, and I love using it because a lot of the assets that you need are not paid as long as you're sticking to the basics with it. So let's go ahead and import the first part of this clip. And actually, I really want to do the whole video, but I can't, but just because it's not fully finished as I'm recording this segment right now. But I'm going to speed it up on a time lapse and let you guys see how it runs. So that whole export took roughly about, I'd say, around 3 minutes, from based upon my clock that I had on my recording camera. So that wasn't too bad. I wish it was a little bit faster, but yeah, let's go ahead and switch over to the webcam and the sound test. Okay, so this is a screen recording and microphone test of the integrated 1080p webcam. I have pretty bright lights all around me, and it's doing a decent job, except for that light. If you have any spotlights for your streams or whatnot, make sure they're pointed this way, not this way. Otherwise, it's going to get blown out. Like, I'll show you. See how that looks blown out back there? That's not a good look. That's not what you want, but for 1080p, if you're doing web calls, video conferencing, etc., this is fine. Now, I will say the microphone on this, if you have any noise in the background, turn on the NVIDIA broadcast or just don't record it at all because it's going to sound trash, I promise you. But the cool thing is the auto adjustment. The adjustment on this is pretty quick, so if you're outside in your car recording with the roof on your car, presumably, if you're not in a convertible, then the lighting adjustment is really smooth, so it's not gonna take a long time to adjust to natural lighting. It takes a long time to adjust for artificial lighting like lamps, studio lights, etc. But I think this is because those are emitting high LED concentration, whereas natural light is just consistent across the board as to how much light you're getting at one particular time. So if you guys have any questions about the webcam, let me know in the comments down below, and let me know how the microphone sounds to your ears. Okay, so what do I think about the Gigabyte Gaming A16? Well, first off, I think for the price, it's a really good option. Now, the reason why I didn't do a music sound test is because actually my creator music that I normally use is going to expire soon with the subscription. That being said, I don't want to take any chances getting copyright flagged using it post mortem, so that's why I didn't do it in this particular updated video. But in the future, I will do a separate gaming test if you guys want that, so be sure to leave a comment down below. But for $830, I don't think this is a bad deal, especially when you consider, like I said, what you're getting for the price. Now, I'm HJ. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Oh, and by the way, you guys, make sure that if you guys do pick this up, that you guys get it when it's on sale also, because there are also some great deals. I'll catch you guys in the next one.